about them and what committees they're in. So I guess Carl, you can start.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So my name is Carl Unebu. I live in the community. I'm a lawyer. I yes, I've been on this board for about a year, and I belong to the licensing committee and this wonderful committee. And yeah, I look forward to a wonderful meeting with you guys tonight.
Bien, Benicio, ¿cómo está usted?
Excellent, excellent.
Sí, la estoy poniendo ahora on YouTube y Facebook porque no había
I
nadie.
think you on mute. Let me mute her.
Mira a ver si ya la ves.
Paola, I think you're on. Yeah, thank you. Mancita, please introduce yourself. Mancita?
She's talking. I think she's on mute.
Oh, okay.
I was totally just going, okay, hi. Sorry. Hi, my name is Mansita Diawara, and this is my first year on Community Board 12. I've lived up in Inward Washington Heights for about a decade, but I'm a lifelong New Yorker. I'm an artist as well as a clerk, and I'm on this committee, which is awesome, as well as the Parks and Cultural Committee. And welcome.
Excellent. Thank you, Mancita. Thank you, Carl. Jumilna, please introduce yourself. I don't know if she's there. While she gets back, Hector. Quick little introduction, Hector.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Hector Bonilla. In regards to the little conversation earlier, I also work by Joel. I do investment banking in Midtown, business development, and I was born and raised in Washington Heights. I love being in the community. I'm also on the land use committee along with this committee, and I'm just here to help my community and see where this takes me in my journey of life. Thank you, Joel. I'll pass it back to Jermina now if she's available.
Hi, Jermina. Thank you, Hector. Appreciate that. Let's see if we have Jermina back. Are you there? No? Okay. We'll get back to her. See, we have a new, I don't know if necessarily new or you're part of the committee. Naomi, are you a public member?
Hi, my name is Noemi. I'm part of the education committee.
Okay. Great. All right. Thank you for joining us. And not least,
thank you guys.
Anytime. Last but certainly not least, Francisco.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you guys doing? Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Happy February. Happy Black History Month. My name is Francisco Lopez, longtime lifer here in Washington Heights. Been in the community board since I believe 2017. Yeah, like late 2017 going into 18. You know, one of the reasons why I got down with the committee was because I wanted to have a voice. I'm born and raised in this community, and I wanted my word to mean something. So I got with I was the business development. I was a business development and parks person, and then I became the business development committee chair. Did that for about a year and a half, 2 years. And then because the cannabis thing became such a big deal in our community, I transitioned, and Joelle, who is more than capable of running this committee, was gracious enough to lead and take the position. And I really have a lot of gratitude and appreciate you for that. And I know you're gonna run this committee to the best of your ability. So that's pretty much it. That's my spiel. I also do the cannabis workforce, and then I'm also here business development. So yeah, that's it, man. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Francisco. I thank you for the kind words. I look forward to and just one of the announcements. I am the new Business Development Committee Chair. I look forward to working with all of you and taking this kind of taking the reins from Francisco. Francisco did a great job. I learned the ropes from him. It kind of the focus was on cannabis. He's really leading our community in this cannabis industry, and our community board is taking a step, and he is actually a co-chair of the task force. So big ups. I mean, listen, that is a great thing you're doing, and that we're doing. So thank you so much. I'll do my best to run this committee as proficient as possible. So thank you guys. So my name is Joel Abreu. I am the Business Development Committee Chair. I'm a business banker for JP Morgan Chase. I've been living in Washington Heights all my life. I'm from 193rd Street. I love my community. I joined about 3 years in the board, just because I wanted to give back. I wanted to kind of give back to where my roots are and truly affect my community in the best ways I know how. So I'm in the licensing committee, which has to do with businesses, and I'm in business development. So I definitely want to continue this, continue to kind of build this committee up to where it becomes truly a resource guide for all entrepreneurs and all existing businesses. So that's about me. I look forward to leading you all and leading this committee. So the first thing on our agenda, we spoke a little bit about the opening statements and the new chair. The second thing I want to talk to you about is I want to volunteer. The minutes that we take here are very short minutes. I would really recommend you somebody to volunteer, just because that's how you get an active approach to the meeting. To kind of write down what we talked about today, and I have a template for you, whoever decides to volunteer to take the meetings. Do I have a volunteer? If not, it's cool, because I'll do it. I'll do it this time. It's not. It's just because I have to do meeting minutes for another committee. But thank you. I will probably appoint someone to do that in the future. Just because it's better that way. So the first thing on our agenda after all the announcements were made, we're going to have a discussion. I know Carl, we spoke a little bit about what this section is about. Carl is a member of the committee, and he suggested something to me that I thought is a good idea, but I want to get kind of the scope of what he's talking about, and see if this is a good idea and what the committee thinks about this. So basically, he's talking about a concept where the committee will talk about comedy as a driving force for our careers. So, Carl, explain to me a little bit about what direction you want to take this program, and what your vision is.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this. I told you that I was going to be jumping off not long from now to go to another event. So I appreciate you bringing this up so I can talk about this before I have to get out. So this was an idea I was talking about briefly with Joel and Francisco, and they seem to be okay with the idea. So I figured I'll bring it up to the committee. So this is about comedy. This is a business development committee, and I was thinking about this in an entrepreneurial manner to find some way to promote comedy as a career path for young people to consider, as well as a business opportunity for entrepreneurs in our community. This is New York City. It's the hub of comedy and entertainment. And comedy has become a big deal today, both in our pop culture, in the media, social media space. So it's, some people say it's at a golden age, and it is true. Comedy is no longer like something about people making jokes and stuff. It's actually a serious thing, a profession where you could like make a living the way you make a living as a trader, a lawyer, a teacher, anything, other things. Plus, given the society we live in today, comedy itself has become some real profitable business sector. So long story short, I figured as long as we are thinking about business development, and these days we are also being visionary about the way we think about business, not just focusing on just very traditional lines, mom and pop stores, bodegas, bars, restaurants. There are other avenues too. These days we are talking about marijuana as a business possibility. So we are beginning to really think outside the box. So I figured this is like in the spirit of the times, in our brave new world. Anyways, so what got me going about this was that last fall I attended an event organized by the Mayor's Office for Media and Entertainment and the Center for Communications, where they were like presenting comedy as some kind of new career path that young people could like seriously consider in these times. So I thought it was a very interesting forum, was well attended. There was a lot of interest in it, a lot of excitement in it. So, but this was last fall. Then not long ago, I was thinking about like business development in general, especially when we started to talk about marijuana and those kinds of things. Then a friend of mine like said, well, how about the thing we attended the other time? And, it took my mind back to that. I was like, actually, yeah, why not? This is our community here, community board 12. This place is dominated by young people. These young people, most of them don't have a college education. Unfortunately, you don't need a college degree to get into comedy and excel, whether you're going to do it as a comedian or as an entrepreneur, running clubs, promoting concerts, running podcasts. There are so many aspects to this world of comedy that has become a business today, actually big business with a pot of gold attached to it. So considering the character of the neighborhood, the growth in comedy itself as a new and prosperous line of business, and as a profession in its own right, like other professions, unlike before though. I mean, this is new. And thinking outside the box and stuff. So I was thinking about like, again, our chairman has talked about, he wants to create he wants to create a resource guide for entrepreneurs. So this will be one of those areas that will be real good to have a resource created for both prospective entrepreneurs as well as prospective comedians. So we are talking about like a forum where we could have, like an interactive session between young people in our community and older folks who might want to do that too. And folks in the industry, some who run comedy schools, maybe some who run comedy clubs, or comedians who are in the field, who have done well. And, people with various aspects of this game. It could be sketch, it could be stand-up, it could be, there are different kinds of comedy too. So anyway, so it's a whole big space that could fit a lot of people. So my sense was to get, long story short, I'm trying to like lead this effort to have this interactive session, bring together these industry folks who are very good with career talk, to have our young people interface with them and learn about, what possibilities exist in this new thing we're trying to bring here, whether as entrepreneurs or as just practitioners who want to get into the game. But as long as we're talking about business development and we're trying to get outside the box in our thinking, I figured this would be a good thing to bring to the committee. And if I get your support, I'm willing to lead this effort, set up a big show, and take business development forward in a new and fresh direction.
Thank you so much, Carl. I totally agree with you. Content creation and comedy have become definitely a major part of our economy, just because of the platforms like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok that have monetized this type of content. So I would absolutely agree with you that it's definitely an emerging field. It's been emerging for almost a decade now. So
You're right.
So I think that, and speaking on the publication that I want to work on, I think that there definitely should be a content creating section in our publication, and I'll talk a little bit more about what my plans are in a few. But I think that we can start, Carl, and feel free, committee, to chime in here. We can start by not-for-profits or groups of people, a comedy club or someone who helps these type of entrepreneurs come in and speak. So I would, like, I would encourage you, Carl, to go out there and get these type of groups that support these type of entrepreneurs. I know that it's easier to find, like, let's say, like dance studios or music clubs or instrument clubs that support talent when it comes to vocals or dance routines. It's easy. It's a little bit difficult to find support groups when it comes to comedy. So I urge you, Carl, as we work on this publication of resources, to get a support group or a not-for-profit that that helps comedians build their jokes, write their jokes, promote their events, so they could come in and speak to the committee
Sure.
and support comedians.
Sure, I'm happy to do that. And frankly, I think I know exactly how to get that done, because I think I know this space that can do this. So if I get your support, your moral encouragement, that's all I need. I could liaise with, obviously, maybe a guy like Francisco and Joel to some extent, and maybe some other person who might be interested. And we put on a big show and a big event, and we promote business, comedy. It's big business.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you have my support completely. And that's what I urge. And I'll tie that into the project that I'm going to be working on the committee's going to be working on as a whole. But the first part, I think, is definitely to reach out to those groups. And for next committee meeting, bring them along and share what your findings are.
Will do.
All right. Thank you, Carl. I really do appreciate that. Comedy is a big thing. There's a lot of comedians in our in our committee, in our community. But yes, there's a ton of talent out there.
Awesome. Good.
All right. So you have my support. Anybody else in the committee want to chime in on this topic? Okay. All right, seeing no hands, I do want to give a shout out to Wayne Benjamin to coming on and hopping on our committee. He's the chair of the land use committee. I used to be in the land use committee. What's going on, Wayne? How are you?
I'm doing fine. You abandoned us, but I decided to come and visit.
For bigger purposes, Wayne. Thank you so much. Thank you. So,
all right, folks. I think I have to jump off now. I have another meeting to get to, but it was so nice to broach this subject here, and we'll take it forward from the next meeting onwards. Okay.
Sure thing, Carl. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right. So next thing on the agenda, I wanted to bring on board, bring to light Moram Espino, who is from the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. They're a great organization. I read a little bit about you guys in the last couple of days. He's gonna present a little bit about what they do. I'm gonna forward the deck to all the committee members. And this is definitely one of the not-for-profit organizations that are helping businesses, entrepreneurs, existing businesses to scale up, to kind of expand. So thank you so much for joining us, and take it away.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me here. Happy Black History Month, and greetings to all.
I'm sorry, Mr. Spina, sorry to interrupt you. Do you have the capability to screen share?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Sure. No problem.
Okay, so I can just bear with me here. Give me 1 second. I just want everybody to be able to see it.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Paul, I just sent you the presentation. Is there any way that you can?
You have the ability to screen share. All you have to do in all your presenters, yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Espino does have the ability to screen share.
Correct. Let me just double check.
So I can't do it on my phone. Sorry, guys. Just wanna. It's a great.
Can you try now?
Mrs. Espino, can you try now? Moiram?
Yes, Moiram. Hey,
Yeah, Moiram.
All right,
Hey,
can you guys
all
see me?
right.
Hey, there you go.
All right, good.
All
good.
right, all right. How you guys doing
Can
today?
Good. Can you screen share? You been given the ability to do that.
Yeah,
So
I got it. I got it right now.
thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Once again, good evening. Thank you guys for having me here, and happy Black History Month to all. My name is Moiram Espino. I'm currently the Senior Business Development Officer for the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone Development Corporation. And just want to present to you guys today. Are you guys familiar with us and what we do? All right. So not going to take too much of your time, but we're not for profit. We were designated as an urban empowerment zone under Congressman Rangel, and we were signed into law by President Clinton in 1994. We were geared to become an empowerment zone to help the less impoverished places during that time. And so the first rounds of loans and grants were dispersed in 1996. Aside from that, going forward to about 2017, we became a Community Development Financial Institution, or a CDFI, and certified with the U.S. Treasury CDI fund as part of a national network of businesses that promote economic growth by financing businesses, creating jobs, and rebuilding neighborhoods. So our mission remains the same. It's to sustain the economic revitalization of all the communities in Upper Manhattan through job creation, corporate alliances, strategic investments, and small business assistance. So we have three main areas of focus. We have our business investments, which I'm part of the small business lending team, and we also are involved in transformational real estate. We have a cultural investment side where we provide grants to cultural institutions. Historically, to date, about 40% of of our money we give back to the different cultural institutions all throughout Harlem, Washington Heights, and Inwood. And we focus also on workforce development. So the main reason what I want to present to you guys is that we have a really good program for a lot of the small businesses that are around. This was initially designed to with the pandemic in mind. You know, we had about a $2 million fund that we were able to dish out. And the program is very simple for businesses in the Upper Manhattan region that have been active for at least 2 years. They have a gross revenue of at least 100K with a commercial lease in any of the Upper Manhattan region. We were providing a $50,000 low interest 3% loan with a 25% principal forgiveness on the back end of the loan. Here you can see the program benefits. And some of the uses for that money, you know, for equipment, payroll, leasehold improvements, utilities, and any other costs that are deemed acceptable by us. Currently, the program was supposed to end at our last fiscal year in June, but we decided to keep it open because we still have a lot of money left over, and we want to help out as many businesses as possible in all of the Upper Manhattan region. To date, we've probably closed about 12 so far. Some of them including cultural organizations, which now want to take a loaning approach to their operations. So they're a part of another cohort that we're doing. It's our Cultural Financial Strengthening Capacity Program, where not only do we provide the $50,000 loan, but we hired a consultant so that they can also provide some technical assistance and ways to manage their money. We surveyed a lot of these cultural organizations, and we've seen that rules of employment is important, how to manage their real estate, because a lot are making the leap to own the buildings that they operate in, and also financial capacity building. These are just some of the loans that we closed in your community board. We just recently did the People's Theater. They're part of that cohort that I just spoke about. We did Uptown Stories, Dutch Baby Bakery, Cafe Beauty by George Washington Bridge, and the Locksmith Wine Bar. And although this is good, we still have so much more areas of opportunity in which we want you guys to please help us get the word out and have more businesses take advantage of this great program that we have. We're scheduled to close it until the funds are exhausted or the ending of our fiscal year in December, and either in July of next year. Just a couple quick announcements that I want to offer, and this is something that we came upon and that we want to spread to all of the people who employ actual people that live in the empowerment zone and all in Upper Manhattan. These are the empowerment zone employment credits. And these credits are for small business owners who employ individuals who reside in the empowerment zone. So that's pretty much most of Upper Manhattan and probably the South Bronx, but we're focused on the Upper Manhattan portion. And you can reach out to us for more information about this. And we're doing something very interesting we've been promoting for a while. And while I'm here, we'd like to share with you guys. We gave Perscolas, we gave them a grant in which they're going to do an information session tomorrow in Inwood. And the basis of this program that they're doing is basically they want to connect underemployed and unemployed Upper Manhattan residents to free tech skills training, industry certifications, professional developments, and direct connections to jobs, and also allow them to have thriving wage careers. So this is something that's going to be going down tomorrow between 12 and 1. And if you guys would like to take down Ms. Zenos's information, she's the contact person of this. This is something that we're very happy to be doing. It's a new initiative as well for more free tech training to residents in the Upper Manhattan region. And although the hybrid microloan program is great and it's something that we want to really push because of the great benefits that it can help a lot of the small businesses now, we do offer different types of loan products for our business owners, and that being a term loan and also a line of credit. This is just some of the information here. I gave the deck to Joel, so I hope that he can just share it with the rest of the committee, and so you guys can be abreast of all this information. And this is our information. Our CEO is Blair Duncan. Our Senior Vice President of Commercial Lending is Gina L. Bolden Rivera. You have my information there, and Danielle Fleming, who's our new commercial loan officer as well. This is our information on there. So please feel free to reach out to me or anybody on the team. We would love to hear from you guys. And that's my presentation, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Espino. That is great. I've never heard of you guys beforehand, and this is a great resource for our community. I have a couple hands up. Francisco.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. Mr. Espino, how are you? Good evening.
Good, Francisco. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Listen, couple things.
Yes, sir.
If we had when legalization with cannabis happens and this program is live or still live, can those those business owners take advantage of this? Question one. Question two, what type of businesses in our community can take advantage of this program, and which types of businesses we have that don't qualify for this type of program?
Yeah, so great questions, Francisco. Thank you. As of now, we haven't really allowed for people in the cannabis industry to take advantage of the program or funding. We keep it very simple in regards to our lending mix. It's been restaurants, art galleries, printing shops, a lot of the mom and pop shops that have been running around. We don't do the gambling, we don't do the cannabis, we don't do anything online, or we don't do home-based businesses as of yet. We're all learning that like how we were talking about earlier, there's things like content creation, there's cannabis that's coming up, there's a lot of home-based businesses that may be viable for a lot of people in our community, and that's something that we're going to revisit in the future. But as of now, we're not in those industries.
Okay, great. Thank you, Francisco. I actually have a couple questions myself. Let me see if I see any hands here. No, I don't see any. Oh, Hector, yes. Go ahead, Hector. I'm sorry.
Disregard that. Francisco already asked a question that I was planning on asking.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Hector.
Thank you, Hector.
Well, thank you.
Let me see if I have any other hands up. Okay, great. So, Mr. Espino, I just had my first question is, do you have any programs that are funding startups?
No, not at the moment.
And are you guys is this backed by the SBA, or are you guys funded by other corporations, and is it structured like a not-for-profit?
Yeah, so great question. Initially, we were given government assistance to start our operations, but we operate independently. So we operate under the guise that whatever we lend out, it's coming back, and that's how we keep funneling our ability to lend and to keep moving our operations forward.
Okay, great. So just for the people listening and the people that are going to watch on YouTube, what do you need? What are the steps to kind of apply? I know you listed three programs, kind of a term loan, line of credit, and this micro program. What are the steps and what do you need? What are the
Yeah, thank
initial
you.
steps?
Yeah, great. Thank you for that question. So applying is simple. You know, you can go to our website, umez.org, and we have a small business section there. The hybrid microloan is done online. So we have a special link there that you click. It takes you to the hybrid microloan application, and you fill in. Some of the documents that we need are your past 2 years tax returns, your most recent bank statements, your formation documents, whether your LLC that shows your corporate structure. We'll ask for your last rent payment, and that's initially what we ask at first, just to keep it simple, just to get a good view of what the business is doing, what you've been taking in historically, your revenue and things like that we analyze. And everything is pretty much done online unless it's like a pre-development, a real estate pre-development project, which would be more of a direct email approach, and then we would do something else. But for these products, please go online. All the applications and links are there. Once again, it's umez.org. And if anyone has any questions, they can always have our emails present on our website, so they can contact one of us, and we'll be glad to walk you through all the process.
Thank you. And just a follow-up question, and excuse the questions, Mr. Spino, but
No, the more the merrier.
so who underwrites it? Is it all the loans? Is it in-house, or do you guys kind of underwrite it outside of the organization?
Yeah, so most of the small business loans are done in-house. Of course, we'll hire a consultant for anything that's a little bit more complex. We're a small staff right now, so most of it is done in-house. If anything gets a little bit too complex, then we'll do our due diligence and hire like a consultant or get like an underwriting team for certain projects.
Okay. And where are your offices? Do you have? I know you have an office on 125th Street. Do you have
Yes.
an office in our district?
No, not in your district. We're right there on 55th and 55 West 125th Street. We're in the State Building, right by the State Building. We're close to there, and we're in the 11th floor. So that's where we are right now. I'm a resident of the community. I'm on 163rd, so I love coming to these.
Great.
I've been a spectator for the
Great,
community
all right.
board for some time, so I always like keeping my ear, seeing what's going on.
All right. And my last question about this, well, I have two questions. This one and another one. Is how much is left in the fund, and do you expect it to end at the end of the year, or do you think it's going to be end before the end of the year?
Well, we're getting a lot of applications right now, so we want everybody to take advantage so we can help out who we can. We're gonna see where we are by the end of December 31st, 2023. We expect we have about like 1.4 million left. So it's whatever comes first. Either we exhaust it or the deadline. We preferably want to exhaust all our funds to make sure that it's all out there for our businesses. And depending on the success of the program, it might be something that we can continue to offer. We'll see how our business model is at the point.
Excellent. Hopefully it does. I think this fund is going to be going to definitely accelerate some of the small businesses that we have in our district. And can you expand, because I found this very interesting. And in the beginning of the meeting, you mentioned CDFI. Is it? I understand it's a network. So is there a network within New York City, or is it state, or is it more national?
Man, so I'm new into learning what the CDFI world was about. It was definitely a bunch of organizations like myself, like our organizations, like WIDIC in your community. And they basically started off as just a very small amount of community organizations that their main focus was to empower the less fortunate impoverished zones and empowerment zones in the area. So that grew for it to be a nationwide thing. They had their first CDFI conference back in October since the pandemic. And I had the pleasure to attend. And the amount of people there was just astonishing. Thousands and thousands of people from
Wow.
all over the nation. And you hear about everybody else's empowerment zones and people that are dedicated to the arts, to the less fortunate places and things like that. So it has become a real big network of people just wanting to, you know, kind of separate, you know, not separate, but generate wealth, generational wealth for people, and helping businesses that never really got a fair shake, that were, you know, fell through the cracks of the systems and things like that. So it's blowing up. The industry is only going to get bigger. There's going to be more help, and everyone's just trying to do their part, you know.
That's excellent. That's good to hear. Maybe when the next one rolls around, I would love to attend something like that. That's something that I think our community will find very useful, especially now in these times that most people are wanting to kind of separate themselves and create their own thing and create that generational wealth. So I am on board for the next one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'll let you know. We'll be in contact for sure. So yeah, it'll be great.
And my last question here, does your organization help with grants, with acquiring other resources apart from lending? You know, maybe a job training or employment, or resources like legal help or IP, like intellectual property. Do you guys have those resources?
Well, right now, we're doing that in the capacity of our cultural arts financial capacity strength training program. We've taken 6 cultural organizations that want to expand their operations, and we're helping them in a technical aspect of it. It's not something that we're mainstreaming just yet, but we are doing it in small doses, as you know, given our manpower and what we're able to accomplish with what we have. But like technical assistance has been one of the biggest things that, you know, we've been encountering as well, because people, they you know, like in the pandemic, a lot of people didn't know how to get ready or make themselves ready to take on some types of loans and you know, help their operations out like that. But it's something that our company is always looking at, and we're doing our part in small ways. If there are cultural organizations in the area, they can apply for grants that we already do have. We have a big, nice cultural investment team, and that's what they do. They just looking at different cultural organizations, depending on what their levels are, and handing out grants. And that can be in our website as well, umass.org. You know, little by little, we're doing what we can.
Man, that's good, man. That's good. It's good to see, man. Organizations like this are necessary. Mr. Spina, I want to thank you so much for coming on and giving us just to spread about the projects you guys are working on. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I love coming here. I'm one of yours. De lo mío.
De lo mío,
I know, man. Thank you for having me. And if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out.
Espino, I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you share your contact information? I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, I did on my PowerPoint, but it's
okay.
Put it on the chat. I put it on the chat for you guys. No worries.
Sounds great. Thank you, brother.
And I'm gonna send over the presentation to the committee. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys coming on and presenting.
Likewise. Thank you for having me, guys. Have a great night.
Have a good night. All right. So last thing that that's on the agenda for today.
Joe, before I just wanted to point out for you, because I don't think you were on the board at the time, but our former board chair, Pamela Palanque North, she passed away a few years ago, but Pam used to be on UMES's board. So, you know, CB12 had some interaction with them in the past, and Pam also, you know, was one of us. She lived in the community. So we have some prior interactions with UMES.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That was... Oh, wow. Okay. So that's good. I think that's a great partner to have. Honestly, you know, just seeing that the couple of loans that they gave out are notable businesses in our community. So, but thank you, Wayne.
You're welcome.
So do I have any hands? Okay, great. So one of the things that the committee and what I really want to work on last meeting I had said that I was going to create a Excel sheet to kind of start listing organizations that can be used as resources. Here's the reason why I want to work on this. When I first joined the board back 3 years ago, I was looking for that place to go to, I was someone who really enjoyed businesses, who was in a startup, really wanted to get my feet wet in business. Was looking for that resource, that place where all things could be found, right? And I said, let me just join the community board. I'm pretty sure that I can find something there, and I did find it, right? But it used to be in just sparks here, never in a concise format, in a newsletter, in kind of like a bulletin. So one of the projects that this committee I'm going to focus on is creating a publication quarterly. I'm thinking, and you guys could chime in, quarterly or monthly, where we have organizations that are doing just that, supporting our entrepreneurs, supporting startups, supporting brick and mortar stores, all types of e-commerce business, just and what Carl said, even the arts and content creation, on different levels, right? On different types of resources. It could be resources that are current, right? Staffing, training, or in the beginning stages. I'm looking for capital, or I need lawyers, or I need things for intellectual property, or all these resources that are essential to start a business. And I really want to create the committee, and create this publication where we we publicize this, and it's these kind of a list, or rather just a newsletter that we can feature all of the organizations that we speak about here, like UMES, like the Bid, like all Sherman's Creek, like all these organizations. I was actually I got the honor to represent the community board in the state of the small business with council member De La Rosa, and I got to meet a lot of people in these organizations that are truly doing the work of small businesses, of helping and really being a resource for the life and blood of small businesses. And those are the type of organizations that I really want to be a part of the publication. So now that I am officially the chair, I am going to create, and I'm going to, for the most part, all of us, we have Gmail. We're going to create an Excel, and we're going to start there, where we can start naming. Apart from naming, also a brief description of what they do and the resource that they provide, and kind of what sector they provide those resources in. And that's something that through time is going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I think we can do this as a board, kind of a one-stop shop, where all these organizations could be contacted or known about, at least, and from there you do your homework. But what does the board think, and where I know we're starting at the Excel sheet. What do you guys think about this, and do you think it's a good idea? Anybody? No? Okay.
I would like to add
my opinion.
No, I think that's a great idea, like having a newsletter. I was part of a lot of organizations like in high school and undergrad, and to this day they send like newsletters of like current opportunities, things available, scholarships, things like that. My only concern, especially like with this, because we meet on a monthly basis, the information that we provide and that we get may become stale by the time it gets to the community board, or by the next meeting, or like by the next quarter, like some of these funds may be exhausted. That's like my only concern, but I think it's a great idea. And I actually proposed, I think in the last meeting, we just have like actually like a Word document or like a Google like Sheets document or something like that, that we could just all like just share information. Like, oh, this opportunity just came up. I heard about it. Let's discuss at the next meeting or for the newsletter every quarter. Because to do it monthly, it might be
It
a bit
might
of
be,
a heavy
yeah.
lift, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I proposed it quarterly, because I know these funds, for example, Umez's fund was probably a few months. It got extended, and luckily, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the community doesn't know about it, right? Or else it would have been, the application would have definitely, been passed, and it would have been already defunded. So, so yeah, that's something that we're gonna do. We're gonna work on. I'm gonna create, now that I'm the chair, I'm gonna create that Word document. And for the most part, all of us have Gmail. Who doesn't have a Gmail? Who doesn't have a Gmail? In the on the board. So I'm assuming all of us have a Gmail, something that we could connect to. So that's something that we're going to be working on in the board. And definitely in the future, we're going to have more organizations like UMES to come in and talk about what they're doing on the business side of the community.
I'll help you with the Excel, by the way, Joel, if you need any assistance on that. Yeah, of course.
All right, for sure. For sure. Thank you so much, Hector. I appreciate that. I also, so now that we finished talking about the resource guide, another thing that is going to be on the next agenda, it's a hot topic. I'm looking for someone from DOT to come in and speak about the sidewalk cafes, and what is next for us. I know there's a couple things coming out for restaurants and sidewalk seating. So we're looking forward to somebody from DOT to come in and kind of orient us on what's going on with that. With that being said, any new business? Any new business? Okay, sure. I'm gonna give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. Go ahead, Jackie. Jackie, are you there? Let me see something. Okay. So, Jackie, you've been promoted. You can now speak. How's everything, Jackie? Hello? I think you might still be on mute. Okay.
I think Chucky's audio doesn't work.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, I didn't even. Hey, Emily.
Sorry, y'all. I came very, very late.
It's okay. You're good. You're good. Give me 1 second. I just want to get her comments shared here. So bear with me. Try. Hey, Jackie, try exiting. Yeah, try exiting and entering the meeting again. See if we can upgrade you again to the panelist. And just while we wait, Emily, we were introducing ourselves in the beginning. So just for all the attendees and people that are here, please introduce yourself, Emily.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Marte. I recently joined the community board and recently also became co-chair of the Housing and Human Services. And now which is completely new to me, and so is business, but I'm happy to be here. And I'm not sure what, sorry, I know I missed like everything, but I can watch the recording.
You're good. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Emily. I appreciate that. So I don't know if
Jackie's already here as a panelist. There's nothing that I can do on my side. So unless it's something user friendly or troubleshooting, I can't see her screen, so I wouldn't know. But she's already on the same stack.
Oh, okay. So Jackie just put on the chat, and I am actually aware of this. I think Jackie, we met it at the State of the Small Business. Now that I'm recollecting, you're from Cloth, right? So Jackie is working on, and I don't know if this is part of what Cloth is doing or a whole separate entity, but they're creating a there's a bid on 181st Street, and that's a business improvement district. They're creating one on the streets of from on Broadway from 155th to 178th Street. We have a needs assessment, so I'm gonna forward this to the committee, and then to the executive committee, so they can share with the rest of the board. It's kind of a questionnaire I'm looking at now, and definitely it's gonna help assist creating this bid on Broadway between 155th and 178th Street. Thank you so much, Jackie. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but I will make sure that message is passed along. I just remembered that we met, but thank you so much for chiming in. Yeah, anytime. Any announcements? Any other announcements?
I have a question. What would that look
Sure.
like? I've never heard of a bid and what that would look like. Is that like businesses out on the streets, or is it like a market?
So it's maybe Jackie would be the one to elaborate on this, but it's kind of like they're designating a specific zone for businesses, and there's currently one right now on 181st Street, and it's basically like a resource center for that specific zone. And maybe Jackie, I can invite you on next next month to talk about one Cloth, all right, and secondly talk about this new initiative. Let me see if she shares anything here. Oh no. And we'll connect with Jackie outside of the meeting, and she can explain a little bit about what's going on with that, Emily. So I don't have all the answers to that, but
Yeah, the only reason I ask is because that's one of the things that I was sort of interested in. Again, so sorry for coming in late. That business is definitely very well, when things are becoming, let's just say, I'm trying not to use the word gentrified, but it is the only word that I have right now, where it's like people can't afford rents. I see my mom, she used to have a store on 162nd and Broadway, and she couldn't afford the rent, and she left to a basement spot somewhere else, and then another basement spot, and then she just like got kicked out of the whole thing. And I understand, like, support mom and pops and all that, and but that's why I bid her putting the comment on these bids. It kind of does sound like we are trying to put up businesses that probably aren't able to pay these kinds of rents, because that's what I'm seeing from whatever I saw in the comments. So that's why I was a little interested in what it was. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about it in the next meeting.
Hi.
So I think we have Jackie.
Hi.
Hi. You know why? Because I just tried my phone. Wait 1 second.
Jackie, if you want, what you could do is close one of them, because you're getting an echo.
Yeah, I got it. I'm on my
good.
phone now. Okay. I'm sorry, I can't see all of you though. That's the only problem. Thank you so much. I really apologize about this. I tried 2 different devices and the same thing is happening. And I appreciate your comments, and that's exactly why we need your input and your feedback and feedback and everything that we're doing. A business improvement district, for example, Joelle was speaking about it before. The 181st Street is business improvement districts. Ultimately, it leads to a lot of improvements on the corridor that would not necessarily that would not otherwise would not be able to do. So it would be like increased sanitation, increased street cleaning, you know, decorations, lights. It'll help bring more events into the community, clean it up a little bit, put greenery, flowers, so on and so forth. Your concerns are genuine, and I hear you, and a lot of people do hear you. But there's also, as I was saying, there's a lot of benefits as well. It's just, it's in the early stages right now. You know, this is not gonna happen for at least, if it does, you know, for at least 1 to 2 years, literally, that's how long it takes, because it's a very, very long process. You know, right now we are forming a steering committee. We have community members on it. We have United Palace is on it, Cloth is on it. You know, I won't, you know, get into like boring details right now, but if you wanted to know, I'd be more than happy to have a separate conversation with you. And the needs assessment is just to get your input on this. Just to see, you know, how you feel about the corridor. Do you feel safe in the afternoon? Do you feel safe in the evening? You know, what kind of improvements would you like to see on the corridor? What kind of other businesses would you like to see on the corridor? You know, a lot of that. But I'm sorry, who is Emily? There you are. Okay, Emily, I just swiped my phone. I saw you. You are bringing up an incredibly valid point. And I think everybody knows that. But that's something we can't answer right now. And I don't think that we're going to be able to answer it for, you know, for some time to come. I do know that if you wanted to have some sort of a frame of reference, like I was saying, 181st Street is a bid. 125th Street is a bid on in West Harlem. They're starting a bid in East Harlem on 125th Street, the east side. And there's like about 60 or 70 business improvement districts all over New York City.
Okay.
So, you know, that's really all I could say right now. We are going to have like more public hearings, I think, so people could voice their concerns and, you know, learn a little bit more about it. But right now, it's very early. This is what we're doing. And please fill out the needs assessment. It's very important.
Thank you so much, Jackie. And maybe when, I know you guys are in the early stages, when you guys develop kind of, and hear the feedback and kind of develop a more of a plan to what you're going to implement in this bid, maybe you could come into the committee and kind of present it to us. So just that we're in the know, and we can kind of help in a way. Okay.
Well, yeah, well, first of all, I'm on these meetings every single month. You probably don't realize that, but I am. This is my second time at Cloth. The first time I was at Cloth was in 2017, and I left like during the pandemic. I went to East Harlem. I won't bore you with the details, don't worry. But I am on these meetings every month, unless something is prohibiting me from doing so. And yes, I plan on, as soon as you will be updated, when we are updated, when we have something to actually present. So yes, we plan on doing a whole presentation when the time is appropriate and when we have relevant information to share.
Okay, great.
But in the meantime, I know that each of you can fill out the needs assessment, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I will. I encourage everybody on the committee to do so and tell everybody about it, especially if you live in the vicinity. And I will also tell the executive committee to kind of move that forward.
Okay,
but thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank you so much, Joelle, and thank you, everybody.
I do have a question, Jackie. If I mean, you probably mentioned it or like already. I'm not sure if this is like on the plan already, but it seems like, are you guys distributing this to business owners as well?
Oh yes.
Like Okay.
Oh, yes, of course. As a matter of fact, the needs assessments, we just completed it and I started distributing it. It's in my newsletter. I don't have all of your emails or else you would have received it. If you want to send me your emails, that's great. I would love to put you on my list. Yes, it's in our newsletter. And we are starting to we have to speak to all merchants to make sure that they're aware of what we're doing, whether or not they want to engage, I don't know. So there are 262 businesses that are between 155th and 178th. And a lot of them, as I'm sure you are aware, just, don't necessarily want to be bothered with another person coming in there. But yes, we need to speak to as many and inform as many as possible. So yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Jackie. I look forward to you coming back on and listening to more about the bid and cloth itself. But anything else that you guys want to talk about? All right. So I'm gonna motion to end tonight's meeting. Can I get a motion to end the meeting?
I second.
Yeah. Second.
All right. Great. Thank you, guys. You guys have a great night.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Joel.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Have a good night,
everyone.
everyone.
Good night.